What is it that allows me to even exist? Okay, someone is trying to get all deep and meaningful here with me now and throw me off my train of thought. I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you a very simplistic answer because it's what I usually focus on, simple answers. The deep and meaningful answers bore me. I'm sure they exist, but I won't be able to give you one of those answers because I simply don't know. Now, what allows you to exist is you. You allow yourself to exist. You are not just a little afterthought. You are the main actor. You know how science has told us that every cell of our body has individual thought. This is exactly how we are. Yes, we are all one. Yes, we come from the same source. But we are cells, individual cells of this source with individual thought. And these cells decided to branch out. So you have given yourself the permission to exist. You have come up with a plan of how you would like to exist and what it is you would like to experience before you go back to the source to enrich the source. But you will always be a separate individual cell of this source. We never mesh into one consciousness where we lose thought or we lose personality or we lose experience. So I would say find out a little bit more about the cells in our body and use this as an analogy of what individuals are. Of course, every cell in our body is a tiny part of us. So we are a tiny part of the whole, but we are individual. Do not lose your individuality. Do not. You will be like a sick cell that might be rejected by the body. Hold on to your individuality and keep asking yourself, who am I really? What part of the whole am I? And again, I have to repeat this every time. When you ask questions, you might not get an answer that moment. You might not get a logical answer that can be understood with our current brain level. But ask the question anyway. So yes, you have branched out of your own free will. Nothing will ever change this. We will always be living in a free will universe, simply because you branched out from the source out of your own free will. Understand this, and then you will not feel insignificant or minor. And you will have glimpses of the bigger picture. But at the moment, the bigger picture for us here on earth is to become gods. This is the diving board we are on right now. But we are afraid to dive. I don't know what else to tell you. See, because I have totally understood the moment I read it, that we are gods, it did not take me a long time. It just felt true to me. That moment. And since that moment, I have never felt like something else is bigger than me. Regarding my reality, of course. But I don't know how to convey this feeling for you so that you can understand that you are the biggest thing there is regarding your reality. Nothing is bigger than you. See if you can understand this, and then you will get a feeling of what allows you to exist. You will connect with the part of you that allows you to exist, the part of you that has started everything. You see, we are not the tiny little beings that we are in this physical reality. We are massive beings. But we wanted to experience in the physical. Most beings experience in the etheric worlds. They do not become physical. So they are always aware of their size and their glory and their grandeur, greatness, whatever you want to call it. But in the physical world, we had to disconnect or have the illusion of disconnection from our greatness so that we can experience in slow motion and understand or get an understanding, have an understanding of how things work. Simply because in the etheric worlds, thought creates our reality instantly. As for in the physical world, there is what we call a time lag. But this is how we see the process of creation in the physical world, which we really don't know of in the etheric worlds. So don't think that you are bad or you are nothing and you are on earth so you can become good or so you can grow. You are already everything. It takes a lot of courage to disconnect yourself from who you really are and be on earth alone. A lot of courage and a lot of experience. I remember someone was channeling on a radio show once, and I forgot what the question was by the host, but the channel replied with, "There are no soldiers on earth at this time. Everyone is a general." Which means everyone has the experience that a general has in relation to the soldiers. Understand this. You are simply here to express what you already know in a physical reality. See, the physical realities are the lowest vibrations of existence. And what we're trying to do is breathe what we call God into a lower vibration. We are trying to make a slow vibration. Lower does not mean bad, it simply means slow. We are trying to infuse God into a slow vibration and make it more conscious. We are already fully conscious. And we came to a reality that is not, to see if we can make even this reality fully conscious. So don't see yourself as something small or as something that is here to learn. Of course we are learning in the process, but the real you already knows so much and has already done so much. Otherwise it would not have the balls to come to Earth. Earth is a difficult place. It is for brave and courageous souls. So if you are here, Know that a part of you is very brave and courageous. And it chose to forget this. So it can see, you know what? I got stuck. I don't know what it wants to see, to be honest. So I'll go back to keep in mind that you are already big. Massively big. Oh, I remember a long time ago when I realized Earth was a game and it wasn't real. First of all, I got angry at my higher self for keeping this from me. And then I said, okay, if Earth is a game, I want all my powers now. And I get an image of my higher self looking at me like I'm an idiot and saying, if you had all your powers, you would not fit on planet Earth. We are bigger than planet Earth. And we chose to put a very small part of us in this reality. Always keep this in mind. When I say keep this in mind, I don't mean become arrogant, because you see, there's no right or wrong, good or bad. But the problem with arrogance is you stop learning. Because when we become arrogant, we feel like, I know it all. And when you have that attitude of I know it all, new information cannot come in. Because you are not asking for it. The second law in the universe is ask and you shall receive. So when you become all enlightened and knowledgeable, you stop asking. And then you will not receive anything new. And you will get stuck. So avoid this. I think I will leave it at this because I'm sure there's so much more to this, but I'm not getting it. Or I have not learned it yet. As soon as I learn more, I don't know what will happen as soon as I learn more. I'll let you know what happens.